Races 7, 8 and 9 of the FIA Formula 3 European Championship take place in the heart of the French Pyrenees at the spectacular street circuit of Pau with a length of 2.76 kilometres. Pole sitter is Callum Ilott. He set the fastest time in Q1, followed by Lando Norris. The rookie championship leader and second of the overall championship is just 1 point behind the championship leader, Joel Eriksson. Race 1 starts then with yellow flags in turns 1, 2 and 3 due to wet conditions. Joel Eriksson snatches P2 from Lando Norris right after the start of race 1. The pole sitter and current leader, Callum Ilott. For Prema Power Team, he crashes his car into the wall of the chicane. And that means with the extensive damage to the Callum Ilott car, he'll take no further part in the race. And the new leader then is Joel Eriksson, driving for Motopark. Now, Callum Ilott wasn't the only one to come into contact with the barriers. As we can see, Joey Mawson's car at the track barrier. And in replay, you can see both Joey Mawson and Jake Dennis struggling with slicks on the wet track, and both of them crashing into the wall. Another replay now, and this is Maximilian Günther, who gets touched by Jake Dennis. Good save from Maximilian Günther. Safety car is deployed, and Maximilian Günther then P3. Despite the contact and slight damage on the front wing, he is still in the race. At the finish, though, it'll be Joel Eriksson that takes the win, followed by Lando Norris and the aforementioned Maximilian Günther for Prema Power Team. And confirmation of the result, Eriksson for Motopark, Norris for Carlin, Maximilian Günther for Prema Power Team. So Sweden on top after the first race at Pau. With his third win of the season, Joel Eriksson extends his lead in the championship. Well, after the rainfall on Saturday, race 2 will start in dry conditions, and the pole sitter is the Carlin driver, Lando Norris. And at the start of the race, it was a blistering start from Maximilian Günther to snatch P1 from Lando Norris, but Lando Norris was not done with that little battle, pushing hard to fight back for P1 around this street circuit here at Pau. Two of them fighting tooth and nail. And at one point there is a slight contact between them. But Maximilian Günther is able to defend that P1 position and make that his. Brilliant driving from Lando Norris and Maximilian Günther, and fascinating to watch. Joel Eriksson leaves his car after a crash into the track barriers while in P4. Yesterday's winner and championship leader is now out of the race. So, dejected, he walks away from the car. At the end of the race then, it's Maximilian Günther that will win his first race of the season. Lando Norris then takes P2, and P3 will go the way of Callum Ilott. Confirmation of the result then, Günther, Norris, Ilott with Harry Newey and Ralph Lauron, with Jake Hughes taking the next 3 places. Podium celebrations then of Maximilian Günther P1, Lando Norris P2 and Callum Ilott in P3. Here is the start then of race 3 on Sunday afternoon. The pole sitter is Lando Norris staying in front. Maximilian Günther is P2 and Callum Ilott is P3, while Harrison Newey for Van Amersfoort Racing snatches P4 from Joel Eriksson, the Motopark driver. Joey Mawson would attack Joel Eriksson. This is the battle for P5. He loses control and touches the barrier with the rear end of the car, and then a few laps later Joey Mawson has to retire. It's the third DNF for the 21-year-old Australian this weekend. Not a good weekend for Joey Mawson. The leading car, Lando Norris, after a crash into the barriers after the chicane. And that is the end of Lando Norris's race. At the finish, Maximilian Günther takes his second win of the weekend and of the season. Callum Ilott is P2 and Ralph Lauron takes a podium finish with P3. Confirmation of the result, Günther, Ilott, Aron. Then it was Newey, Eriksson and Habsburg with Makino, Piquet, Dennis and Guan Yu Zhu rounding out the top 10. With a strong 5-podium weekend, Prema Power Team defends P1 in the Teams Championship. And in the Drivers' Championship, Lando Norris has caught up with Joel Eriksson. Both are on top of the standings with 139 points. Maximilian Günther with 137, right behind them in P3. The next stop of the FIA Formula 3 European Championship will be the Hungaroring near Budapest on the 17th and 18th of June for races 10, 11 and 12 of the season 2017. Make sure you join us for those.